Hi, I'm Nishtha Bijlani and welcome back. In today's session, we will focus on forward extensions, also known as forward folds. We will first learn to create the necessary length in the spine and then apply the correct technique to bend forward. So to understand this and much more, let's dive right into it. We'll begin by being seated in a comfortable position. I hope you have your mat laid out. Coming in a cross-leg position for Sukhasana, and we'll start with our centering here. So once you are seated comfortably on the mat, you may roll your shoulders towards the back, creating space in the spine. Then adjusting your posture, making sure the head, neck, trunk are aligned. Having your hips comfortably rested in the mat. And when you feel ready, start to close your eyes. Once you close your eyes, start shifting the attention inward, scanning the body from within, being upright in the spine yet soft in the body. Notice how the sit bones are resting on the mat, keeping the hips balanced, the spine stable. Checking on the flow of your breath. Let there be soft inhale, soft exhale. Using this time here to prepare for class ahead. And taking the last couple of breaths in here. And let's together take the palms joining in front of the chest. We'll begin with 3 chants of Om. Inhale, take a long breath. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Okay, so are you ready? We'll start with a little warm-up now, preparing the body. Beginning with the neck here. So we're going to first start with a simple side neck bend. So you're going to just bend your head to the side, taking the hand over the head, bringing it lightly down towards the shoulder, then taking your other hand, pushing it out with the palm, keeping your arm at shoulder level, and we'll stay here for 5 counts. Then from here, just simply take your hand going behind the back without lifting your head back. Hold it. And then very slowly release the hands one by one. Take a moment. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Bringing the head down to the other side. First, let's push with the palm out. Keep your hand at shoulder level, staying for 5. Then simply take that hand going behind the back and continue to be here for another 5. Great, and slowly release the hands one by one. Now we're going to go for half neck circles here. So simply first take your chin into chest and turning your head towards the right, lifting the chin up to the shoulder and take it back in. Circling to the left, up to the left shoulder and circle back in. So just half circles from one shoulder to the other. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Completing this round here. And slowly bringing the chin back into the center. And here. Great. Now we're going to take the hands to the back of the head and neck, interlace the fingers, and let's look upward to the ceiling. Inhale, elbows wide. Exhaling, taking the chin back in, rounding slightly. Inhale and open, elbows wide. Exhaling, taking the chin into chest. Last time. Inhale, open up the chest, looking up. Exhale, bringing it back in. And coming back to the center, release your hands and relax the shoulders. Great. Now from here, we're going to slide the hand out to the side. You can start from whichever side is comfortable. Taking the other arm up and holding in here. Once you're comfortable, you can also start bending your elbow in. So we bend here laterally. Feel free to rest your arm down all the way on the mat, but then be aware of the other side, making sure the hip is not lifting off the ground. Chin slightly inwards to the chest, staying here. And slowly use your hand, pull the body back up, and let's change to the other side. Slide it out. And then when you're ready, slowly bring the elbow coming down on the mat, extending the arm overhead. Staying here. And again, up to the top, let's repeat. Sliding out, bringing your elbow down, allowing the other arm to extend, pressing the hips down, hold. And come back up. Inhale, change, exhale to the other side. Great. And pull your arm back up. And once you're back up, we're going to do a seated twist here. One hand going to the opposite leg. Push into the thigh, rotate your spine, and let's be here. Holding. Inhale, come back. And exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, come back, one more round. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale and exhale, push, rotate. And slowly come back to the center. Great. Now while we are seated in Sukhasana, we'll go for diagonal forward folds. So first let's extend the arms going up. Inhale. Turn to your right side. Exhale, reach out and walk your hands forward, slightly lowering the head in. Inhale to look up, walk your hands back and come back up to the top. Let's switch to the other side. Exhaling. Walk your hands forward, head in, relax. Then inhale, come back up. Last round. Extend up, rotate to the other side. Exhale. Inhale, come up and let's switch. Turning to the other side. Exhale. And walk your hands back, come back up to the top with the arms and then slowly bring your hands back down. Great. Now we're going to turn around and come in a kneeling position as we move in for child's pose or Balasana. So here, extending your arms forward, let's walk in and rest your forehead on the mat. Staying here for a few easy breaths. Belly softly rested on the thighs. Arms nicely extended. And then slowly inhale, lift your head up, lift your body up, and we're going to move into the pigeon from here or Kapottasana. So while you're in this position, you can simply slide your right knee forward and straighten out the left leg as we move in for pigeon or Kapottasana. Here check. Placing your heel by the side of the thigh or the groin. finding a little squaring in the hips so as to balance the right and the left. Then once you feel a little more balanced, start to bring your forearms down. If it's already too deep for you, you could just stay here. And if you're comfortable going further ahead, start to move your elbows out and lowering the forehead in. Start to settle into the pigeon, allowing the body to press into the hips. Even though it may feel a little intense here, just allow the body to release the tightness. Make sure you're breathing as the breath allows the body to respond. Going for the last 3 breaths here. And very slowly inhale, lift your head up, push. First allow your spine to open up like a Bhujangasana, opening here, check. And then we're going to push back and switch the leg. Simply take your right back, bringing the left leg forward the same way. Straighten out the back leg nicely, make sure the toes are pointing behind. Use this time to square your hips, level it out, and then when you're ready, start to bring the forearms down. Either you remain here, or if you're ready, you may start going down, moving your elbows out, starting to settle in here. Check that you're not holding anything in your shoulders and neck, allowing the body to relax. Be aware of the stretch and the hips, in the hamstrings, in the inner thighs, wherever that you may feel it. The pigeon or Kapottasana is also a great preparation that we would need for the rest of our class ahead. So just allow yourself to enjoy the posture, to experience it fully. Going for another 3 breaths here. And inhale slowly, push the ground, release, and first come up like a Bhujangasana, opening in here, staying. And then slowly we're going to push back and prepare coming up in for downward dog. So spread your fingers, curl your toes and push the ground. Lift your hips up, nicely lengthen the spine here. Feel free to keep your knees bent. That allows the spine to lengthen better. That allows the hips to open better. No pressure in the hamstrings. Keep your neck relaxed, looking towards the toes or maybe towards the navel center. Let's take another 5 here. And then very slowly, let's start to walk the feet forward towards the palms, small steps. You're reaching up to the top. Great. Once you're here to the top, you may let your knees remain bent. Make sure we're not going to start straightening the knees forcefully. Soft knees, holding the back of your legs, going in for Uttanasana like a hug here. And staying in few easy breaths. Hang your head neck free. And then inhale, look up. Use your arms, pull the body up. Exhaling, slowly release. Bring the hands down. Take a moment. Now as you've set yourself up into Tadasana, we will stay to the top of the mat and begin with Surya Namaskar. So we're going to be going for the classical Hatha style Surya Namaskar. So just follow along with me. We'll start by having our feet together, right at the top of the mat. Make sure your posture is nicely lifted. Preparing, taking palms in front of the chest and inhale to extend up to the top. Exhaling, folding in. Let your knees remain a bit soft as you step your right leg back, space out and drop your knee down for a moment. Breathe. And step back, bringing your knee, chest, chin down to the mat. Ashtang Namaskar. Turn your toes out, sliding up. Bhujangasana, just halfway, bent elbows. And push the ground up and back for downward dog. Exhale. Take a breath. And then step your right foot forward between palms. Drop your knee down. Take a moment. And slowly step forward, feet together. Folding into Uttanasana. Extend open arms. Inhale. Exhale, slowly coming back into Tadasana. Take a moment. Just remember, we don't want to rush. We don't want to go in full speed. Enjoy every step of your Surya Namaskar. Palms in front of the chest. Extend open arms. Inhale. And exhale, folding in. Soften the knees. Left leg stepping back nicely. Drop the knee down. Look forward. Take a moment. Step the right back. Moving for Ashtang Namaskar. Knee, chest, chin. And rising up. Halfway into Bhujangasana. Push the ground. Back up for downward dog. Hold it. As you step left foot forward between palms, drop your knee down. Take a moment here. And step right leg forward, feet together, Uttanasana. Soften the knees. Inhale, extend open. Exhale, slowly bring the hands back for Tadasana. Take a moment. Great. So here we have finished round 1. Right side, then left side. Now let's go for round 2 together. Once again, beginning on the right. Palms in front of the chest. Extend open arms. Inhale. Exhale, folding in. Step your right leg back. Space out. Drop the knee. Take a moment. As you step left leg back, Ashtang Namaskar. Rising up, Bhujangasana. Breathe. Pick the body up and back, downward dog. Take a breath. Slowly step your right foot forward, drop the knee. Take a moment, breathe. Step the left foot forward, feet together, folding in Uttanasana. Extend your arms up, inhale. Exhale, back out into Tadasana. Ready for the left side? Extend open, inhale, up. Exhale, folding in. Step your left leg back, drop the knee down, hold. Take a moment, step the right back. Ashtang Namaskar. Rising up, Bhujangasana. And let's push up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, take a breath. Slowly, left forward, drop your knee down. Step right forward, feet together, fold in. Inhale, extend open arms up. Exhale, back out into Tadasana. Take a moment here. Great, so we finished round 2. Now let's together go for round 3. The last one that we're doing here, once again beginning on the right, palms in front of the chest, extend open arms, inhale. Exhale, folding in. Stepping right leg back, drop the knee. Stepping left leg back, Ashtang Namaskar. Rising up, Bhujangasana. Pick the body up and back for downward dog. Exhale. Slowly step right forward. Drop the knee. Left forward, feet together, fold in Uttanasana. Join palms, inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands into Tadasana. Okay, the last half left here for the left side. Join your palms. Let's take it up. Inhale, extend open. Exhale, folding in. Step left back. Drop the knee. Step right back. Ashtang Namaskar. Rising up for Bhujangasana. Picking the body up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward between palms. Drop the knee down. Right forward, feet together. folding in Uttanasana. Extend open arms up, inhale and exhale, hands to the sides in Tadasana. Take a moment, breathe, gathering your breath back, resetting yourself here. And then when you're ready, slowly release, come back. Great, so I hope you're feeling quite warm now. We've finished 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar. Now we're going to move further into the practice of forward extensions. So we're going to come in a position here where you have your feet together. We're going to move into a forward extension, but not going all the way down towards the ground. So it's going to be a half forward extension in such a way that you're trying to keep your trunk parallel to the ground. So it'll require a lot of active effort from your end. Allow me to show it to you and then you can do it with me. Here, as I'm standing in the center of my mat, I'm going to extend my arms up, inhale, and then from here, pushing the hip back, reaching forward. And as I come in here, I'm going to stop at a point which feels parallel to the ground, extending with the hands, continuing to keep my hip back, pulling the knee up into my thighs and staying here. My gaze could be forward or slightly down on the mat. If there's any trouble in your neck, just look to the mat. And then when we come back, we come up fully to the top, then out, right? So it's a very active effort in forward extension. Let's do this together. So check your feet are close into each other. Extend open arms, inhale. Exhale, begin to push your hips back and reach out. Create the feeling of a reach as you're trying to go towards something, lengthening your spine, chest open. Now check what you want to do with the head and neck. You could look to the ground or look slightly forward with the eyes, trying to stay as parallel as possible to the ground. Another 3. And inhale, come back up. Exhale, relax your arms, shoulders easy, take a moment. We will do this one last time together. I hope you're already feeling the back of your body helping you, strengthening in this position. Extend open. Try to create more awareness in the body as to where the movement is coming from. Exhale, push your hip back and reach out. Reach out. Keep it slow and controlled and lengthen to create the stability in the body. Lengthen so you're not falling. Parallel lines, looking to the ground, being here. Give it 5 more. And press the feet. Inhale. Pull the body back up. Exhale, relax your arms, shoulders easy. First come into Tadasana. And then from here, we're just going in for a hanging forward fold. So if at all any tension around your back, neck, shoulder, we will just let loose. Now notice how my knees are bending, belly resting on the thighs, arms hanging free. Just 3 breaths here. And inhale very slowly, rising up back to the top. Great. Now we're going to further move into the next forward extension, Padahastasana. Again, I'm going to show you a couple of intricacies for this posture. Earlier when we were warming up, doing Surya Namaskar, etc., I hope you were hearing when I said, soften your knees, keep the knees bent. Now that cue is very important when it comes to forward extensions. Because very often when we think of forward extension, forward bend, forward fold, all we think about is trying to get our hands to the toes. But that is absolutely not the goal of forward extensions. The goal of forward extensions is to create a good length in the spine. So the back doesn't compensate. You're not feeling it so strongly in your hips or hamstrings. You're gradually allowing the body to get to the point when it's ready for a full forward fold. Right? So that is the reason we keep the knees bent, so you don't have intense pressure coming in the back or in the hamstrings. So make sure you're not forcing your knees straight, pushing them back or locking them. Instead, start with bent knees. Allow the hip to tilt, allowing the hip to rotate, and that principle is going to stay with you for all your forward extensions. So once you are here, Now let me show you. First we go for Padahastasana. You would take 1 foot distance apart between the feet, and initially when we start with a little distance between the legs, it helps you to extend better when you fold in. I'm going to first take my hands on the waist, open up the chest and push the hip back. Look how I'm bending my knees, pushing my hips back, and then I'm going to take the first 2 fingers and thumb, holding on to the big toe. Slicing it in the middle, catching it. Make sure your grip is not from the top, instead from the center. And once you're here, first you're going to work on opening the spine. Look forward and long. And then when you're about to fold in, start by bending your elbows outward and then little by little pushing your hip up so as to create space in the back of the leg. But if this is your limit, this is your maximum, then it's fine. Please do not overdo it. We're gradually allowing the body. And then we will start to fold in as much as comfortable. Great. So are you ready to do this along with me? Going for Padahastasana. Check the distance between your feet. Hands on the waist. Inhale, open chest, shoulders back. Exhale, begin to push your hip back. Start to release your hands, first 2 fingers and the thumb grabbing onto the big toe. Once you've got a good clasp, look forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, elbows out, little by little bringing the trunk closer, belly close to the thighs, tilting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Take your time, please don't rush, don't force anything. Knees could very much still be bent here. Just work with your elbows going outward. Giving it 5 more here. And then very slowly, first you want to look forward, lift open the trunk, inhale, hands on the waist, exhale, inhale, come back, right up. Great, so that was Padahastasana, and I'm going to go further into Padahastasana. Very similar to what you did right now, just that instead of holding the big toe, you're going to pass your hands or palms under the feet. Ready? So we'll do this together now. So hands on the waist, inhale, open chest. Exhale, pushing the hip back, folding in, fingers or palms going under the feet as much as possible. You don't have to overdo anything here. Once you've got that happening for you, inhale, first open the chest, exactly the same way we did earlier. And exhale, elbows bending out to the sides. While the elbows bend out, notice how the trunk is starting to lengthen. Notice how the hips are being pushed up bit by bit. And then you want to continue pressing your toes down into your palms. Keep pressing the front of your feet into the hands. Feel the neck getting longer, the spine getting longer. Press and ground your feet into the mat. Breathe out when you're working on deepening the posture. And let's take 5 more here. Very slowly, inhale, looking long, release your hands one by one and pick your body back up to the top. Great. I hope you're already feeling the sensations rising up in the back of your legs as we start to now create length in the hamstrings. Great. Now we're going to move into the next one known as Parsvottanasana, wherein we will step the right foot in the front, the left leg at the back. And when you're aligning your feet, check that the heels are in a straight line, heel to heel, back foot at a 45-degree angle, so slightly diagonal. And we're going to take the arms overhead, inhale. Let's go together. Exhale, push the hip back. Start pulling your knees up into the thighs. Do not bend here. Little by little bringing the hands down. If you don't reach the floor, it's fine. You can just keep your hands lightly rested on the leg. And if your hands are on the mat, then once you are here, continue to pull your knee up into the thighs. Push your hip back and start to bend at the elbows, folding in bit by bit. Now notice my neck is still open. I'm not pressing my forehead down because that immediately starts to round the back and we don't want that. So spine open. Instead have chin parallel to the shin bone. Giving it 5 more here. And inhale, lift open chest, look forward, press your feet and slowly bring your hands up, hands on the waist, maintaining this distance. We're going to simply turn it to the other side. Open up your left, back leg at a 45-degree angle. Distance has been maintained. Then let's take the arms going up, inhale. And exhale, pushing the hip back, lengthening, lengthening. Go slow and controlled. Feel the spine lengthening and growing forward. Push your hip back, pull the knees up. Now once you're here again, we will start by bending the elbows, bit by bit folding in. It's completely fine if your hands are just resting on the leg and if you can't reach all the way down. Just working on bending the elbows here, looking forward and long, and staying. Giving it 5 more. And slowly inhale, look up, press your feet and bringing the body up to the top, coming into the center and maintain your distance here. Once you're in this position, feet are spread apart. Maybe you can go a bit wider even. Make sure that the feet are staying parallel to each other. Toes are facing forward. In fact, you should have your big toe slightly bit more in than your outer toes, than your heel. When you have this kind of an arrangement, you'll be able to bend in better. Your feet, your knees will be better aligned. Now, after the feet have been set, the distance has been set, we're moving for Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide leg forward fold. First variation that we go for is simply folding in and taking the palms to the mat. If you cannot reach with your hands all the way down, simply keep your hands at the waist. Now, once your leg distance is set, let's take the hands on the waist. Roll shoulders, starting here. Inhale, chest open. Let's go together. Exhaling, start to fold. Exhaling, start to fold. Bit by bit, release the breath out as you start folding in. Once the fold is happening and you feel you've reached closer to the ground, let your hands come onto the mat. Now it's completely fine if you're here and the body doesn't go any further than this. You may just want to stay here with an open spine. Remember, we don't want to create too much of a rounding in the back. Working with length in the spine. And if your hands haven't reached the ground, simply keep the hands on the waist. Once you're here, you may also now want to start again, bending from the elbows like we always do. Bending from the elbows and feeling the tilt coming in from the hip joint. See if your weight is completely on the heels. You want to start shifting the weight a bit forward to actually use your entire leg to hold the weight of your body. So once you're here, elbows bending, notice the tilt taking place in the hip. See if your head neck is coming a bit more neutral. Again, we don't all have to be here. Just respect your body and be wherever your body allows you to. You want to start tilting the hip up towards the ceiling. Giving the last 5 here. And then very slowly inhale. First look up. Lengthen the spine. Then hands coming on the waist. Very slowly press your feet and bring the body back up. Take a moment. Try not to change your distance and come out, because we're going into the next variation. Going in for Prasarita Padottanasana D variation. What we did right now was variation A. Now we're doing D variation, wherein we're going to hold on to the big toes and work on pulling the body little by little inward, right? So together, hands on the waist, roll shoulders, elbows, and begin to tilt from the hip, pushing the hip back, slowly, bit by bit, folding in. See where you're comfortable being at. If your hands are ready to slide and reach the big toe, slice in the middle, holding on with the first 2 fingers and thumb, and then we start to work deeper in. If your hands don't reach the toes, you can hold the sides of your legs as well. Now from here, take a long breath, inhale to lengthen your spine. You may just be here, or you may then start to bend the elbows, exhaling, release the breath from the belly bit by bit, shoulders moving away from the neck and tilting from the hip. Remember, the weight is shifting from the heel to the toes, balancing the weight on the soles of your feet. Take your time to find your fold and stay at your maximum point. No forcing or pushing. Let's take 5 more here. And very slowly inhale, look up and long, open up your spine. Take your hands on the waist, press your feet and let the body rise up. Take a moment, breathe, let all the sensations pass down, take a few seconds. Then we will slowly start to swivel the feet back. I know you would just want to jump out of the pose, but go easy and slow. You have worked on your body and your muscles. You've started to create that length. So be gentle with your body, right? Now, once you feel good about it, we will start to sit on the mat and move in for Baddha Konasana. Let's come down. Coming in for Baddha Konasana or the bound angle pose. First, we're going to start with the flapping in Bhadrasana. So once your leg position is set, let's begin with a little dynamic flapping here. Moving from your hip joint. Few more here. Just holding onto your feet as you flap. Let's go 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stop with the flapping. Now we're going to go folding into Baddha Konasana. Again, the same thing applies. That is working on length of the spine, tilting from the hip and not trying to get your forehead down to the feet. Alright. So, everything that we earlier thought we knew about forward extensions, we want to tweak that and apply these new ways of functioning. So let's start by extending the arms up first so we create length in the spine. Remember, the tilt is coming from the hip hinge and not from your lower back, chest or neck. Once you have lengthened, moving from that hip hinge, going forward, and as you keep going forward, exhale to release the breath from the belly. So you empty it out. Work on this long length we want to create with the spine. See where your fingertips are reaching. It's completely okay if you're here, but just check wherever your maximum is, that's where you want to be. Walking your hands, looking to the front. Gazing long so the spine stays long. And then once you're say at your maximum, see if you're comfortable bringing your forearms down. If forearms can come down, check. Shoulders are easy. So this way we've already brought the belly closer to the feet. And then if you're further ready to extend, again, no pushing, no forcing, just listening to your body. See as much as you are able to fold, maintaining the length and slide. See if it's too intense for your hips, then you want to stop there. Wherever you're now at your maximum, stay gazing towards your fingers. Give it the last 5. Breathe. And slowly inhale, lift up. Start to walk your hands coming back out and release. Great. Now we're going to move from Baddha Konasana into Janu Sirsasana, wherein you can continue keeping your left foot in here and open up the right leg, making sure it's 90-degree perpendicular towards your hips. And then make sure you're seated comfortably. We're going to raise the arms up, move in for now some seated forward folds. So let's raise arms up, inhale, extend. Same principle applies. Remember the tilt coming in from the hip hinge. Inhale and exhale, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. Take your time, keep exhaling. See where your hands are getting to. It doesn't have to be all the way to the foot. It can be far behind, that's alright, completely fine. Just remember, length in the spine, long gaze, chest open, take your time. You could be just here, or if your hand has reached near the foot, you can hold on to the foot. If you would like to go slightly deeper, elbows can bend out, trunk can come in closer, gazing towards your toes, lowering in slightly. Again, we are not going to be tempted to get the head to the leg. So we don't want any turtle backs and rounding positions. Length in the spine, no rush. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, extend your arms up. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring it back in. Let's change. Left opening, bring the right in. Pull the foot onto the inner thigh. Adjust your seated position. And when you're ready, same way, extend your arms up. Inhale. Exhaling, remember to breathe out as you keep folding in. Keep breathing out. See where your hands get to. Create length in the spine, gazing long. If you've got the foot, then you can hold on and bend the elbows outward. Continue to look towards your toes, lowering the trunk in towards the leg. Breathe. Giving it last 5, 4, 3, 2, and very slowly let go. Use your hands to pull you up. Inhale, exhale, release, and you can open out now both your legs. Great. Now from here we're going to go in for Paschimottanasana, the straight leg forward fold. Yes, the classical seated forward fold, right? Now in this, as you can see, I have set my legs in this bent knee position. And we're going to start this way, all of us together. So before we move further in, what you could also do is just tilt your hips a little side to side, shift and adjust to kind of feel the sit bones sitting on the mat rather than the tailbone being curled inward. Alright, so that in fact helps you to fold much better when we are seated. Then, having your feet, your knees, your thighs all close into each other, we will bend forward, maintaining then bend in the knees. And then at some point I'll ask you to slide your heels forward bit by bit to create length in the back of the legs. Now I hope this is reminding you of our standing postures, where I was asking you to bend your knees and then eventually tilting the hip open, right? So we're going to do the same thing in our Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Extend open arms, inhale. And exhale, tilting from the hips as you get your hands to reach as far as it can, fingertips maybe. And then from here you can see the proximity that we have created between the belly and the thighs. Now little by little I'm sliding my heels forward. So let's wriggle the foot, sliding the heels forward very slowly, little by little, just an inch or two, don't rush. And then start feeling. Are you starting to move away from your legs? If that's happening, if your body goes back, there's too much gap, bend your knees further again. Try to fill up the space, creating the proximity. So as we wriggle the feet forward, I'm trying my best to maintain the proximity. If you feel a gap is being created, continue keeping your knees bent. Nice. We want to remember that it's all about length in the spine and not head to the legs, not hands to the feet. Great. You could still have a little gap. Take your time. See wherever you're comfortable. If your hands have reached onto your feet, you can hold and bend your elbows outward. Very nice. Let's be here for another 5. Trunk parallel to the legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now when we come up, using the hands, inhale, pull the body up and long, exhale, relax, bring your palms to your lap. In bandhasana here, few seconds. You may close your eyes. Just being aware of the after feeling. And then slowly open up. Great. Now the next one that we're going for is Upavistha Konasana, a wide leg forward fold. So here I am turning around in such a way that I can open out my legs, nicely space them out. Now once again, as you can see, I have kept a little bent in my knees, right? And I am just shifting, tilting to the sides to find the right placement of the sit bones on the mat. So I feel up and tall. And the bending in the knees helps me to keep my spine lifted so that the tilt can take place well from the hip hinge, right? Otherwise, we're just trying to round the back and trying to get forward. So that's the reason we start with a bend in the knees. And just like we did earlier for Paschimottanasana, same manner we will try to open up the knees later on bit by bit. Okay, so once you've got a good distance, look how the feet are staying active. Curl your toes. Extend, open your arms. Inhale, lengthen up, breathe. And exhale, folding from the hip hinge, bit by bit, allowing your body to lower down, fingertips on the mat. Lengthen open the chest, right? Now, if you feel good at this point, start to shift your heel out. One by one, bit by bit, not going too fast. Then once you moved it out, see if you're able to extend a bit lower in. Again, going out with the heels, further lowering in. Take your time to understand what your body is ready for. Remember, we don't want to push. See where you're feeling comfortable at and stay right there. Breathe. If you're comfortable walking your hands forward, you may do that or stay at your maximum. Breathe. You can slightly lower the head in if you have lengthened a little forward. Take a few seconds here. Allowing your body to experience, make sure not to resist. Giving it the last 5. And very slowly we will lift the head up, move the trunk away and start walking the hands back in. Great. Now when you're going to come out, how are we going to come out of this? Passing the hand under the leg, pulling it in one by one and then here. Great. And just once you come back, take a Baddha Konasana one more time. Great. And we're going to do one last gentle fold in Baddha Konasana. Hold on to your feet and press your elbows outward as you exhale. Bring the elbows to bend into the legs. You may be just here or you may fold a bit more in. Check wherever you're comfortable. Last couple of seconds here. And inhale, slowly lift your body up. Great. Now we're going to move towards our cool down. And we're going to take it into a variation of Halasana, where we're going to roll into Halasana. Now when we go into Halasana, if you picture it this way, Halasana is also a forward fold in the supine position, right? So we're going to just move into a rolling Halasana. Let me show it to you first and then you can do it with me. I'm holding on to my toes, bringing my feet in and I'm going to roll back, holding my feet and trying to take it to the back. And even if your feet don't go all the way back, it's completely okay. Just keep your legs inverted. So exhaling, I'm rolling back and up. If you can't get all the way back, just simply stay here. This is good as well. All right. So rolling into Halasana, exhale. And just stay there, hold it wherever you are, 90 degree or all the way back. Bending your knees. Come back up if possible. Let's do this one last time. Inhale, exhale. Slowly bend your legs this time. Just bring your feet to the mat as you come into a lying down position. We'll do one round of Setu bandhasana here. So after all the forward extensions, we want to counter and reverse the spinal movement. Let's go up into Setu bandhasana, which is a light back bend. Press your feet strongly. Raise the hips up, nicely elevating it. Roll your shoulders in one by one. One by one. So create space under the back. Once you've done that, then press your feet further, rising up with the hips. Let's stay here. That's 5. Simply lower the hips down, come back. Once you've come back, bring your right ankle above the left knee. Bring your legs coming in towards you. Pass your hands to the gap. So you're moving for thread the needle. Elbows pushing out into the leg. Starting to lower the legs in towards you, just as much as you can. 5 more. Slowly release and change. Placing the left ankle above the right knee. Exhale, bring it coming in, pass the hand, hold. Nudge with your elbow as you bring the legs coming in. Giving it another 5 here. Slowly release, bring the legs back out. Having your legs joining in together, we do one round of a twist here. So simply twist and turn your legs down all the way to the right, stacking knees and feet over each other. Turn the head. Inhale, come back, and exhale, take a twist. Turning, hold into Supta Vakrasana, staying. Slowly inhale, come back, and then straighten out your legs as we move in for Shavasana. So space out your legs, get comfortable on the mat. Feet drop to the sides, palms facing up. Allow yourself to be adjusted, rested nicely. Check how it feels on the back of your body. Being completely rested. Start to drop the weight of your body into the mat. Relaxing your spine, the hips, the lower back. Relaxing the back of your legs, the hamstrings. Completely relaxing your legs. Awareness rising up to the belly, the chest. Relaxing your arms and shoulders. And soften up your face, loosening up the jaws. Keeping the forehead relaxed. Let's take the last couple of breaths here, staying softly rested. And then very slowly begin to move your fingers and toes. Bend at your knees. And rolling over to your right side. Push into the ground. Inhale, come up. Being seated in a cross-leg position, we'll end the session. We'll end the session with Om Shanti. Palms in front of the heart. Inhale, breathe in fully. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Slowly rub your palms, cupping it to your eyes and face, and gently open up your eyes. Thank you for joining in. I hope you are feeling refreshed after this practice. Forward folds, when done correctly, strengthen and lengthen the hamstrings. They prevent injuries and mobilize the hip joint. Additionally, they stimulate the abdominal organs that help to improve our digestive health. Do let me know how you like this session, and I will see you soon in the next one.
For more workout videos, download the Cultfit app now and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. We are Cult.